Hello, hello, hello. Welcome now, Stock Trades. In this video, we're going to go in and react to a prominent YouTuber by the name of Sasha. Now, normally I don't react to YouTubers. I just not like, it's like a new thing to me. But it's funny because on our private Discord channel, there was one of our members posted a Twitter page, and above what we was trying to talk about, I think it was like Michael Burry or something. Above that was Sasha saying, "I'm an ex-Palantir holder." So I said, "Who is this guy?" And I listened to his video and I said, you know what? These are some really good points that he's making that I want to incorporate to share with you guys. And, obviously, give credit when credit's due. I come from an academic background, so, we like to do citations and references. So we're going to go ahead and react to this video. And we're going to essentially, there's a couple of things where I don't agree with. Just the evaluation model, but that's just how it works. That's everything that we that's just how like science works, right? Everyone's trying to get at the truth, but I agree with him 90% of what he's saying. I think this is going to be a great video. I think my subscribers are going to enjoy this, so we're going to go ahead and react to this video here. We're going to show you guys this guy here, and we're going to make it bigger. Please let me know if you don't hear this, because if you don't, that's not good. Okay, let's get to it.
I mentioned in that video that
let's go backwards.
Hey guys, it's Sasha. 3 days ago, I made a video about Palantir's Q2 results, and that earnings call was right up there with the worst I have ever listened to. I mentioned in that video that I'm going to do some maths, and the likely outcome is that I will be selling my Palantir position. And the very next day, I did exactly that. I have now sold out of Palantir in every single one of my portfolios, and I am now an ex-shareholder of Palantir. And I know there are going to be a whole load of Palantir fanboys out there in the comments below thanking me for selling them shares at a discount, maybe in somewhat more colorful language. There'll be plenty of insults thrown and me being told that I just don't get it. Please feel free to peruse the comments for the best backholder reactions and do your worst against each other. But in this video, I am going to explain exactly why I have sold my position. I'm not telling you what you should do. I'm just sharing my opinion, what's changed in my personal valuation of the company, and why I do not like the optics for Palantir. I have sold most of my Palantir positions at a loss, and I had to pay a whole load of fees for the privilege of doing so. So I did not make this decision lightly, although I could have avoided paying all of those fees if I just bought Palantir using Lightyear.
We're going to go ahead and skip over the sponsor.
Who are the sponsors of, and when keep your money in
prominent YouTubers, they got
dollars. So Palantir shares
dollars there.
As of a few go and just even paid all. Palantir took overall investing.
No offense, Sasha, but I want to hear you, not the sponsor.
Have to remember that your capital is at risk. So Palantir reported their results on Monday morning, and the results themselves were not good. There were a few problems in the results. First, Palantir took a $200 million hit on their investments in SPACs so far this year, and this is somewhat representative of the overall approach. $139 million out of that $200 million loss came in just the last 3 months. As of the end of Q2, Palantir only has $99 million left from those investments. And on page 34 of their 10Q, they say they may continue to sell some or all of our existing investments. I highlighted this exact issue last year when they were basically gambling hundreds of millions of dollars on completely random SPAC investments.
And that's exactly what I was looking at. I just find it very odd they were investing in this robotics company, and then I did dig a little deeper, which is why I kind of shifted my approach in Palantir, and I went heavy on Clover because they in terms of a speculative play with high revenues, they just seem to have their SHIT together, but yeah, I did find it really awkward and weird that they were buying all these SPACs, and then the SPACs crashed, and there was honestly no understanding of why they were doing that. And Sasha makes up a good point. And if this is true, then that is extremely sketchy. We'll continue.
Investments for seemingly no good reason. And some of that spend was way worse than gambling, because Palantir invested money in companies who then bought Palantir services using the money that Palantir just gave them. Do you see the weirdness in that relationship?
And that is weird. I mean, so I want to give props to Sasha for looking into this, because, it's kind of weird, because you invest in a company, and I've seen this happen quite some time, but, you want to invest in a company, and the company says, we're going to go ahead and give you this money back through buying your software services. And it's just weird. It is definitely weird.
So Palantir goes and gives the company a whole boatload of cash. Those companies then paid the cash back to Palantir to add to Palantir's revenue numbers. And now Palantir has written 2/3 of those investments off already and sold out of some of these SPACs, and say that they are maybe going to continue selling out of the rest. If you want to find out exactly which ones it is that they have sold,
you can't. They used to tell you, but now they don't.
You can't. In the Q2 report 12 months ago, you could see the exact investments they were making at the time because, hey, times were good and stocks were only going up. $41 million went to this one company you've never heard of at $10 per share, and that company is now at $2.76. Another $35 million went into Wejo or Wejo, I don't know, at $10 again, now worth $1.68. Then another $35 million into Babylon Health. Oh, that one lost 91% of its value, now trading 90 cents. Every single one of those SPACs has absolutely collapsed in value, most by around 80 to 90%. But of course, they no longer print that table, so you have no way to find out for yourself. Because as with most things about Palantir, they message the way that they present information to hide all of the bad things, just delete them, stop showing them, and make up new metrics when old metrics fail. Then there is this ongoing share dilution issue. It is very normal.
So yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and essentially, so if you guys want to watch the video, you can look up his YouTube channel. Let me show you his YouTube channel. I definitely enjoy it. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and hit the subscribe button here. Again, I haven't really looked at this guy before. I don't really look at other YouTubers, but his name popped up in our private Discord. I said, hey, let's take a look. And yeah, so definitely I enjoy. He's logical. It makes sense in my mind. But let's go ahead and let's just summarize really quickly the issues with Palantir. Okay, and I do want to go back to what he was saying, but we'll just tell you guys to make it shorter here. Long story short, Palantir has a problem with its share dilution. Okay, they got some really big issues with diluting shares and their shareholders continuously. And usually in the beginning of any startup, it's a normal, but you have to understand Palantir is not a startup. Palantir's been around since PayPal. You know what I mean? So they've been around for a long time. And it gets to a point where, when it's cute, when like a 18-year-old messes up or when a 22-year-old messes up, when you get to become 27, 28 or 30, it starts to look a little crusted. You know what I mean? It starts to look a little kind of like, okay, you got to get your SHIT together because, you're going to be an adult soon. Okay. So that's what's happening with Palantir right now. A lot of investors are losing hope. And honestly, I don't blame them because if you look at Alex Karp, he avoided the question regarding the share dilution. And I've worked with a lot of PhDs. I've worked with some amazing PhDs, and I've worked with some really not so amazing PhDs. And that's just a spectrum. It's a standard deviation bell curve. Now, where Alex Karp is on this bell curve, honestly, I don't know. But I will tell you something in regards to kind of my understanding of PhDs. I do have an academic background. I've been in an academic institution for pretty much about 35% of my life. I'm going into healthcare. I'm going to become a physician. So, I understand PhDs are very hard to talk to. It's very difficult. They're very highly intelligent, and it's very hard to dumb down what, essentially they talk to the normal population. And you can see that with their sales team. And I think Alex Karp is essentially the way he comes off, it's the way I'm interpreting it, and I've been surrounded by PhDs for quite some time. He comes off as, I know it all, and all you guys are stupid. Even the investors in Europe are stupid. They're not investing in our software. The only place is amazing is the United States. Now I get that. The United States is amazing. Okay. But like, for example, I'm running this, Al Stock Alerts program. We get data that normally would cost people $500 to $1,000 a month, even more. And then we give it to them at like $11, $12, right? So a lot of my buyers have not only been in the United States, but they've been in Europe, they've been in China and everywhere, So I find that it's very disrespectful to insult other people's country. I mean, I know I'm standing behind an American flag. I love my country. But at the same time, I understand that my country is a composition of countries. In fact, the best of them, I want to say, no offense, they come here and it's the beauty of them. And each of them are coming seated from other parts of the world. And to say and to be that type of have that attitude, it really makes you makes you look like you're full of shit, right? So Alex Karp, he's starting to look like that, and he's losing the investor basis. He talked about how they're going to sustain a 30% year-over-year growth. In fact, I took his word for it because of the amount of respect and that the government. And it was my fault. I did an analysis of 30%. But even if doing that 30% year over year growth, I still got a stock price anywhere between the like $9 to $15. It still was under than what retail was pushing it to. But now that we are going to see a decrease within the growth rate, guys, I mean, it's very quite simple. If you're looking at the free cash flow here at around 260, and you just type in the math here, 260, let me show you here really quickly. So I'm not talking to myself like Alex Karp, right? And we push out to 10 years. If we grow them at 23%, I think they said they're going to grow 23%. And how many shares they have, we're just going to have to go to our brain machine here, which is our software. Look at the shares float here and type in Palantir. And what do we get? We get 1963. Those are obviously in millions, which is a lot. 1963. I mean, this is a stock price we were getting for Palantir, guys. I mean, this is what it's worth, and that's at 23%. Honestly, if they go worse and they go like 17% and he starts blaming people, you can see that there's a lot. And this is what Sasha's trying to say. This is what this gentleman here is, very, very nice gentleman here. Beautiful eyes. Yeah, he's like probably like, what the hell is that kind of YouTuber compliment somebody's eyes? But I'm a nice guy, right? But what's interesting here is that what he's saying makes sense, because there's, what are you going to do? Double your money? What, 2x? It seems really easy to 2x your money in Clover. In fact, people are like, that's it, right? PayPal seems pretty nice, right? There's a lot of stocks out there that have been beaten down that are essentially have a better risk to reward ratio. And what it seems like, Palantir needs to get their shit together. They really do. They said they're going to be profitable by 2025. A lot can happen between 2022 and 2025, ladies and gentlemen. A lot can happen. And I just want to press home the point here. I just really want to press home the point, because I know a lot of people, at Palantir, they really wanted to root for this company. They wanted to bring it up to $1 trillion. But I mean, do you really think $1 trillion company behaves this way? It doesn't. This is not how $1 trillion company behaves this way. $1 trillion company does not blame other people for their lack of success. $1 trillion company blames themselves and only themselves. Okay. So be like $1 trillion company. Okay. So, all jokes aside, for me personally, how I mentally am wanting things to play out, I honestly want things to play out. Clover goes up. I'm able to, it's just like how Coca-Cola and all my other all my value stocks went up. Energy Transfer, Ernevav. If you guys don't know what Ernevav is, this was my old play before I made the YouTube channel. It's like, why am I going to talk about my old plays? But it's called EURN. They have great fundamentals. They're an oil tanker company. I got in at around $6, $7. Everyone said it's a terrible company. The CEO was basically fixing their fundamentals, and now they're double the price. So I'm pulling all my money out of those oil companies and all those things that we've gotten into that was successful, all the value companies, and then we're putting them in now. And my goal, hopefully, is to put this in the growth of Clover would be subsequently to go into Palantir, but wait, I don't think I might do this anymore because of this here, because of this. Let me show you this problem here. Let me open up the SEC. So we get the filings directly from our brain machine, which is our proprietary software we created. We wanted to make it really cheap, so we put it on Discord, but it's very strong. So we wanted to make it affordable for retail because, it's really expensive to understand stock stuff. But the issue that we have with Palantir, guys, is, just look at how many shares they have, guys. That's a lot of shares. And they're going to continue pumping out shares. God damn, guys, that's a lot of shares, And I'm afraid that, once Clover goes up to its intrinsic value, I think 2024 would be the year because, like I said, 2024, 2025, if they're going to become free cash flow positive 2023, by 2024, it should play out theoretically, right? But I was hoping that maybe we can, I move that money over to Palantir, like not all of it, but like 20, 30% of it and find other stocks. But I'm looking into Palantir right now, and I'm afraid that by then this number might be 3,000, 4,000. God knows how much is going to be, right? So you can see the dilemma that I'm in with Palantir. I really want them to be successful, but at the end of the day, they have a lot of issues that they need to parcelate through. And there's other companies, like for example, if you go to our long-term price targets, let me zoom out here. Let me go to my long-term here. Where are you? Long-term. And if you go to one company that I'm very bullish on, is CrowdStrike. Back on May 6th, I said, hey, wait till we get to $156. That's a secondary support line. And then you're going to get some really good news. And I have a long-term outlook for CrowdStrike. CrowdStrike is another cybersecurity technology company, right? So luckily it played out exactly how we wanted it to. It ended up going to 130 right after May 6th. Let me show you here. Okay. So it ended up basically falling down here. And then if you measure it up, we're looking at a nice 43% increase, $200, guys. You know what I mean? And at the time we were pitching it to our group here. It was on May 6th. When was May 6th? May 6th was at $164, right? 164. And I said, wait for it to hit support, which it did. So we were talking about it around 150-ish, and look at it now. It's up $50, it's up 36%, and I'm very excited. And I think honestly, this company, it has so much potential with the revenue growth of what is that, 61%? I mean, let's go ahead and let's just kind of look at the revenue growth really quickly here. Just a very quick one here. The revenue growth is 61% versus Palantir. Palantir is 25%. I mean, guys, I love to see the trend, but I mean, CrowdStrike it's a better company, right? So there's a lot of companies out there. So we're going to be you're going to go back to how we used to do things. We're going to do our long-term price targets. We're going to send it out to our good old stock group, and we're going to make money. We're going to have a good time. We're going to make money, and we're going to do well. But it's a shame to see another one bites the dust. I think in order for Palantir to be successful, I think Alex Karp needs to leave. I think Alex Karp as CEO needs to leave, and they need to hire an executive to come in, and Alex Karp can sit on an advisory just to kind of advise the company. But this guy is just too much. He's too crazy. Sadly, all right. So one thing I don't like about Alex Karp and Peter Thiel have majority voting rights, even if they sell their full position or get voted out by the board. Seems like they have no fear and don't really care. Yeah, honestly, I mean, it's one of those things, and retail sentiment is going down, and I mean, I've given him a couple of quarters, and I think Tom Nash might sell. I think Tom Nash might take it out. I'm looking at it because I know these are prominent YouTuber stocks with Palantir. I don't know why they were saying that it could be worth a lot, but the people, they were getting a little excited, I think. But that's kind of my 2 cents on my analysis on Palantir. I think a great buy from what I'm going to be looking at is anywhere between $4 to like $7. I think this is a good buy, but if they increase this, let's say 3,000 shares, you know what I mean? They up 3,000. You could see the value of the stock starts dropping. You see what I'm trying to say here, guys? So even if, let's say, the price is $7, you would be down 28% your money. You feel me? So you got to look at this share. I'm not saying they have 3,000 shares now. We already did it. They have 1.9 billion, but guys, we're in the billions here. You know what I mean? That's a lot of shares. Okay, Clover Health has like 480 million, and people were flipping their freaking heads about that. So anywho, I hope that was helpful. If you like this content, please consider subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing. If you like me to talk about other YouTubers, I always like to talk about Kathy Woods and X, Y, and Z. But if you guys want me to talk about other people and kind of give my reaction and my analysis, let me know. I just felt like this will be a nice, fun one. Kind of change it up a little bit, throw you guys kind of a curveball, So anywho, love you guys. Stay safe, and God bless each and every one of you. And I'll see you in the next one. Oh, wait, I got a comment here. I sold $16 during the downtrend. A very small position at 11. Huge retail fanboys could squeeze there. In terms of squeezing, I just find this very hard to squeeze because it's such a big company, in terms of its market cap. If you look at the market cap for Palantir, it's it's definitely shrunken now, but it's a $20 billion market cap, right? So $20 billion is a lot of money, because if you look at short squeezes and if you look at BBY, Like this recently short squeeze, it went like from like $4 to $5 to like $27. The market cap is 1.36 billion. So it's a lot easier for retail to push this up. It's going to be harder for retail to push Palantir up. It needs institutional investors. It needs big money. So I hope that makes sense. And, you know, if people don't understand how market cap works, we teach this in the Mastering Stock Market course. But essentially what you do is you take the market cap, right? Oh, my apologies. You take the shares outstanding and you multiply it by the price of the asset. So they have around 36 million, and you could take the you just market cap calculation. Better yet, just kind of show you here a nice image. Let me find a good one here. Yeah. Current market price multiplied by total outstanding shares is equal to the market capitalization. The problem is if the market cap is so high, it's going to require a lot of retail investors to up the stock. And that's going to be very hard. Okay. All selling puts at 750 to 950 won't load up. Yeah, honestly, I think definitely, you know, puts, you know, I think with how effed up the company looks like right now, I think we definitely see $8 for sure. $7, $8. So I don't know. It depends. I mean, the economy can flip and you can get a crazy, you know, shorting is very difficult, guys. It's a very hard game. I only like to short by using our kind of algorithm here, our the bullseye here, which basically gives you the percentage scores on whether you should buy puts or calls. This works and it hits majority of times. And if you supplement it with technical analysis and use the AI confidence level, it really helps you with your buys and sells. So that should be very good. May add 6. We need clove to get squeeze. I know you don't. I know, yeah, because you know it's gonna hurt the price of this. You know, it's gonna hurt the. But hey, if it does, listen, if it does short squeeze, I have to be out at 20 to 25 because it's gonna be erratic, and then I'm gonna wait, and it's just gonna screw everything up. Because then if it goes up to so I'm like, come on, retail, just let it go naturally. But I mean, you know, it is what it is. I have other places to put, and we'll be telling you guys on our private Discord and all that to where we do it. We're going to start our bi-monthly meetings in the start of September. So all of you guys that are in Al Stock Alerts and Mastering the Stock Market course, remember that we're going to be doing that. And also, I want you to pay attention to this. We do have our Labor 150 coupon code, which is $150 off for our Labor Day sale ending on Labor Day. Okay. So that's $150 off for lifetime access. Someone messaged me, say, hey man, come on, you jerk, do a sale. And I said, you know what? Honestly, I think I should. It's been, you know, I think we should because, you know, it's Labor Day. So here you guys go. All right. So love you guys. It is a privilege and honor to serve you. And yeah, I'll see you guys.